Buzzworthy TV, and I'm your girl, Lady T. So I just wanted to come in here live for a minute and just talk about all this craziness regarding Fabolous and Emily B. I know I talked about it briefly when I came in here and talked about Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I just think we really need to sit down and talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it in depth previously because I wanted to wait and get some more information. I tend to not like to just jump on camera when I don't know all the details. But let's talk. Hey, we talking Emily being Fabolous, okay? So, now we all know that, first of all, it was stated that he had gotten arrested, that he had turned himself in, and then video got released. Now, the video did it for me. I already kind of was giving Fabolous the side eye, quiet as it's kept, because I've been kind of following their relationship when everybody else wants to be like, well, how you know he a woman beater, and how you know this and how you know that? No, I don't know. But I do know when somebody is being mistreated, and it was obvious that she was getting mistreated. He didn't even want to claim her. She went on Love and Hip Hop back when Love and Hip Hop was actual reality show, season 1 and 2. She went on there just so she could be acknowledged as his girlfriend. Thanks for the like. Yeah, no one even really knew about Fabolous and his girlfriend, Emily B, until she went on Love and Hip Hop. And even then, he did not want to acknowledge her, okay? He didn't even want to take a family picture. I'll never forget that episode. And I personally had interactions with Fabolous. My cousin was married to a rapper that was kind of making his name for himself in Detroit back in I want to say the mid-2000s, going into the mid-2000s. And so Fabolous was putting out, hey, welcome to the chat. So Fabolous had a little release party here at a club, and I was invited. And when I tell you, it was groupie central over there in VIP. It was no shame in his game. So I already knew that he had absolutely no respect for the situation that he had at home. And I know that's what a lot of these rappers do. So when you speak on that, that's like, well, that's what they do. They in the industry. They got a whole bunch of side chicks. I know that. You know that. But it was just like, he was just being blatantly disrespectful. At this time, people knew about Emily B. She had already, I think this was in the midst of season 1 or season 2 when I had kind of had an interaction with him. So people knew about Emily B. And he was still up in all these chicks' face and just being just disrespectful. And like I said, I know dudes do that, especially in the industry, but it was just doing the most. So let's get back up to present day. So everybody wants to be Team Fabolous all of a sudden. I'm like, when did it become okay for a man to put his hands on a woman? And I know everybody's like, well, we don't know the full story. Yes, this is true. We do not know the full story. But it's obvious that he threatened her. We got that on video out of his own mouth. How is that? How do you excuse that? And then say he got a bullet for her and her daddy. How do you excuse that? You know? So I'm trying to figure out how people excuse blatantly disrespectful behavior. And when do we start just treating this as what it is, a brutal crime? So, he just did a performance with Little Kim about a week ago. And everybody was cheering him on. And I'm like, really? I'm like, y'all really cheering this dude on? He is not facing charges for domestic violence for knocking this woman's teeth out. He knocked her teeth out. Okay? And it's just bad. It's just bad because domestic violence is so common in our neighborhoods. And a lot of people are doing what they're doing with Fab, and actually even more so with Fab, and I'm going to get to that in a second. A lot of people like to excuse men's behavior, whether it's infidelity or whether it's verbal abuse or physical abuse. A lot of people like to excuse men's behavior. You know, they want to be like, well, boys will be boys, or, you know, they're fucked up by society. One of these rappers had even said that. I caught one of his interviews when, this guy who was supposedly leaked to Black China, he said that was totally all out of proportion, and his girl, well, not his girl, his wife is actually about to divorce him. And he was saying that, you know, his wife should already know that he's been conditioned by society and that he a dude and that she's supposed to hold him down and it's gonna pay off. And I'm like, really? And I couldn't even be mad, because that's the mentality of people in society. Women think that they're supposed to quote unquote hold them down, and men don't want to take responsibility because they want to keep using that excuse of blaming society. And it's just too much. I just can't. I mean, when do we as women say enough is enough? And when do men take responsibility for their actions and just stop being boys and stand up and be men? When do they do that? When do we? I just don't know. So we have this thing with society where we're constantly making excuses for men, particularly black men. Okay? And then when they get into the industry, that's a whole nother set of excuses that they get to have. Okay? Like with Fabolous, he gets to have a whole set of excuses because he's famous. Okay? And it's like, I understand you're famous, you're in the industry, you know, women gonna throw themselves at you and all that. But again, how does that allow you to become disrespectful and not respect the lady that you got at home? Or how does that excuse you from being verbally abusive or now even physically abusive? Anybody? Nobody? Thought not. Because there's no excuse. There's really no excuse, okay? It's just way too much giving men the benefit of the doubt when they're behaving wrong. And I'm not saying all men are like this, because I have some very good men in my life, whether I work with them, whether they're in my family. But I'm not sitting up here turning a blind eye to some men that are out here that are just plain old just dogs. Let's just be out here. Let's just be real. Men can be dogs. Not all men, but some men can really be dogs. And the fact that we don't make them take responsibility and then wonder why they act the way they act is an oxymoron to me. You know? So it's just really sad that people want to make excuses for Fab. Even when people come out here and talk about, like, you know, we don't know the whole story. Again, we don't. But we saw the video where he was threatening her and her father, okay? He wasn't even on 10. He was on 1,000, okay? And yes, we don't know what provoked it or whatever. But my thing is, when do you accept responsibility for your actions and your behavior and take responsibility in checking your anger, okay? When do you do that? Hey, what's up? Hey, Pink Panther. Talking Emily B. And I was saying that when do we stop making excuses for men, particularly black men and particularly famous black men, and allow them to take responsibility for themselves and their behavior and their actions? So, you know, I'm sitting up here, I'm reading all these comments and these posts, and people want to make excuses. I told you people were cheering him on at the show that he did with Lil' Kim, and I'm like, really? And then you even had the Game put his 2 cents in on the Shade Room, talking about, you know, we, as in, you know, people who like to participate in social media. We're making a bad situation worse because we want to put in our opinion when we don't know the whole story. And, you know, we're championing a family being torn apart. And it's like, no, nobody wants to see a family torn apart by any means. But if he's out here putting his hands on her, yes, she needs to walk away. She needs to find the strength to walk away. And you cannot tell me that this is the first time that he put his hands on her. The way all this fallout is happening, this ain't the first time. And if she stayed with him, it won't be the last. So, yes, people are encouraging. I love you too. Hey, Tamara. So, you know, we wanted her to walk away when he's been repeatedly putting his hands on her is not condoning tearing a black family apart. No, not at all. Okay? People like to blame social media. And yes, I myself say that we on social media, we do tend to feed off negativity. She needs to leave him before it's too late. Yes, she does, Tamara. She definitely needs to leave him. Yes, I do. Do I like the Pink Panther? So what I was saying was, yes, I like the Pink Panther. So what I was saying was that this is not want to see a black family torn apart. It's about wanting someone to save themselves. Somebody that's in an abusive relationship and wanting them to save themselves. And yes, we in social media, we thrive off negativity. And we cannot say that we do not, okay? We be so into dragging people down, calling them all sorts of names when we don't even know what's going on. We see on reality shows, we see what they put out there on TV and say it's the gospel, okay? We sat up here and helped destroy one of the biggest, YouTube shows that we had in a while, which was the Queen's Court, with everybody who was Team Maddie, going back and telling Maddie what Kaya said. Everybody that was Team Kaya going back and telling Kaya what Maddie said and all that, tearing them apart. So we are messy and we tend to do that. But for the game to blame social media for something that went on in their house, for him putting his hands on her, for him blatantly in front of everybody threatening her and her father, we had nothing to do with that. Okay? You need to take that up with him. You need to call him and pick up the phone and say, what up? Don't put that on us. And yes, he definitely needs to get help. Definitely needs to get help, Tamara. And people just making excuses, I don't understand that. I just don't understand. And then the gang coming on here trying to blame social media. And then, he went back on the shade room to say, I'm by no means condoning, domestic violence. I'm just saying that, we don't know the whole situation. And us adding our opinion to something that we don't know ain't helping. This is true. We do not know. But we have nothing to do with what's going on with that. We can be blamed for a lot of things that go on with these celebrities, but not this. You're not about to put this on us. That's exactly why I never say relationship goals either. I'm single now. And yes, do I want to get married? Absolutely. Do I want children? Absolutely. But I'm not about to settle. And there's not an amount of money that you can give me. A lot of these women, and this goes back to, we make excuses for a lot of these men because they're famous, okay? That you think because they're lacing your pockets and they're, giving you a certain particular lifestyle that you're supposed to just take it, be it verbal abuse, be it the infidelity, be it physical abuse, okay? And that's not cool. And that was one thing that, as much as I love Tiny from Escape, that is one thing, and I got a lot of love and respect for her. A lot of love. If you've been rocking with me from the beginning, you know I love the group. I love everybody in that group for different reasons. And I love her because she just seems to have a genuine heart. And I do think she genuinely loves T.I., and they've been through so much, you know, not even just, oh, he's famous, so I need to, you know, take what he's doing. But I do believe that some of that plays into it. Yes, she loves him, and yes, they've been through a lot outside of the industry. But yeah, she accepted a lot of his philandering ways and his misogynistic ways for the money and for the relationship. Okay? He was lacing her pockets. He was the king of the South. And so she took it. She knew that he would go out here on the road and screw this one and that one, and she would take it. You know? But then she got tired. And I'm glad that she saw her worth, finally realized her worth, and got tired. And realizing that money ain't going to keep you warm at night. Money ain't going to make him respect you. Money ain't going to give you what you need. And like she said, once he stopped giving her what she was used to, she had to take a step back. So she gets all respect in the world from me for stepping back when all he wanted to do was just throw money at her. And a lot of women, when you outside of the situation looking in, you be like, oh, just give me the money. Let me get an opportunity to spend all that money. He can do whatever he wants. Yeah, until you're in that position. I wish Emily... Hold on, I'm about to go to my comments and see what's going on. Thanks for the likes, everybody. Yeah, I wish Emily and her kids the best, too. It's just really sad because, you know, at the end of the day, and what I do agree with the game on is at the end of the day, they got children. Children are involved in this. So it is very sad. It's very sad that their family is getting torn apart by this. But that's when he needs to check himself and get the help that he needs and get himself together. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Hold on, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. Hi, back. Sorry, y'all. Had to take care of something. Did y'all miss me? I'm back. I'm back. Don't leave me. Okay. So, now, that junk to me is like no amount of money, no amount of money, fame can make me feel like I want to, what's the word I want to use? Compromise. That's it. Because that's exactly what you're doing. Compromising yourself. I would never want to compromise myself. And I mean, the money's great. All that. And yes, everybody wants companionship. So when you think about companionship and you think about the money and companionship and you want family and all that, you tend to, think, well, maybe it won't be so bad. And then back to Emily and Fabolous, like, I do feel bad because they do have children. Now children are involved. So now you have a whole nother set of issues. It's not so easy to walk away. I mean, we sit up here and we talk about, wow, I hope she can find the strength to walk away. And yes, because it's gotten violent, yes, I definitely hope that she finds the strength to walk away. But on the flip side, I do know the challenges of walking away from a relationship when you have a child. I mean, I don't have children myself, but I can just imagine. You sat up there, you invested all this time, and now You guys have children. You guys are a family. Regardless of the good and the bad, they're family. So I understand the dynamic of it's hard to walk away. But at this point, it's a matter of life and death. Yeah, hopefully they can co-parent. Tamara, because I just think at this point she needs to walk away. They've been going through this for years. And like I said, this is not the first time. And we already witnessed him being verbally abusive and disrespectful. So it's nothing that is new to us. And people that want to make excuses or want to be like, we don't know the full story. I mean, at this point, there's nothing else to say. But that, that hopefully he can get help. Hopefully she can find the strength to walk away. And then they can just come together and co-parent. That's all. I don't wish bad blood on him, because obviously there's something going on with him mentally. And he never really claimed her. I said that in the beginning of my video, Tamara. He never claimed her. She went on Love and Hip Hop so she could get some type of acknowledgement. Nobody even knew Fab was even with her until we started watching Love and Hip Hop. Back when Love and Hip Hop was actually a real reality show. Okay? Y'all, who remembers that? Now, that's a throwback Thursday for y'all. Who remembers when Love and Hip Hop was a real reality show? When they had Chrissy and Jim, Emily, Swiss Beats' ex-wife, Olivia, like Samara Reese, who was an up-and-coming rapper at the time. When it was a real reality show. So yeah, he never really claimed her. She went on reality TV just so people could know who she was. So some of these thirsty chicks could kind of back away, which we know they're not. Yep. He wasn't gonna back away, and these thirsty chicks were still gonna get at him, but she wanted to make her presence known, and that still didn't work. Cause like I told y'all, I went to one of his release parties. He had a release party here in Detroit. I went to one. And when I tell you it was groupie central over there, and this is around the time when Emily was filming Love and Hip Hop, and chicks was all on him, okay? Hey, y'all, welcome to the chat. We talking Emily B and Fabolous and some other mess. We talking about specifically how, this whole situation, how people want to give Fabolous a pass. How people want to cheer for him, and the gang want to go in on Instagram talking about we on social media are helping to tear the black family apart and all that. And I'm like, no, that's not it. So anyway, it's just a lot going on, and I'm like you, Tamara. I wish them the best. I don't know, what's next for them. I just hope they can figure this out, because it's a very dysfunctional situation going on. It really is. I mean, this is just bad. And then for people to make excuses like they didn't see the tape, that's what baffles me. If y'all just want to choose not to believe that he put his hands on her, okay, some people want to be delusional. I get it. But for you to actually see the video when he's threatening her and her father, saying he got a bullet for both of them. Now, I understand we don't know what happened before the tape started rolling. But what warrants you threatening them, saying you got a bullet for both of them? Somebody tell me that. Nothing. Yes, stop making excuses for famous people. That's the problem. In our community, we not only make excuses for men treating us wrong, but when they're famous, they get a whole nother set of excuses that I'm just not here for anymore. I'm just not. They just seem like they get excuses on top of excuses. And we as women need to take responsibility. And I'm putting Emily in this as well. Not about the physical abuse, but the infidelity and even some of the verbal abuse that she took from Fabolous all these years. You love this man. he was famous. So, number one, you think, oh, boys will be boys, or that's how men are. So you accept them for being doggish. You know, it's society. And guys tend to tell you that, oh, you're supposed to hold me down. We got it stamped across our chest. Down ass chick. Ride or die. Hold them down. We got that all across our chest. And I'm not saying white women don't do that, because they do. But I'm like, we're synonymous with it, okay? Yeah, she should have left, because if he cheated once, then he would do it again. Yes, exactly. So she sat up here, and he was dogging her out way before he started putting his hands on her. Because let me tell you, that cycle of abuse is so true. As far as how, you know, they the love of your life, everything is great, and next thing you know, they start doing stuff like being disrespectful, cheating on you, and then they start putting your hands on you little by little. So yeah, he been cheating on her, he been being disrespectful. We saw that. He didn't even want to claim her. Again, Tamara said she remember her on Love and Hip Hop. Who remembers on an episode of Love and Hip Hop when she wanted to take that family photo and he didn't want to take it? She ended up just taking it with her and their kids. I do. Okay? So, no. So, and we as women, we allow that to happen because we love them. Why do we put up with this? Because we love him. Why we let him dog us out? Because we love him. Why we let him sleep with the next chick? Because we love him. Why we let him have a baby on us? Because we love him. Let us have a baby on them. Bye. They running. They're running. Okay? They're not going to take us with a kid. No. They're not even going to take us when we have an affair on them. What they're going to do is make us suffer, okay? They're going to sit up there and cheat on us and dog us out. We all sorts of sluts, right? But, yeah. But we as women, because we're the nurturers and all that, we make excuses for them. Emily and Fabolous. Hold on, guys. I'm about to go to these comments. Show comments. Yep, you remember that, Tamara? And that was so wrong. Emily and Rashida, yep, they got the same problem. You are so right. Emily and Rashida got the exact same problem. Want to sit up here and keep making excuses for these dog. Ooh, I hate to say it, but these dog ass niggas. I'm just gonna put it out there. I mean, people be trying to censor how we talk on this show, but shoot, this is my channel, so I'm just gonna say it. Rashida and Emily do the same thing, make excuses for dog ass niggas, but it's something that we all do. That's why I can't even act like they're the exception to the rule. We all do it, okay? We all do it. That's what I was saying. It happens so much in the community. That's why we got a name. We came up with a name for these women that they cheat on us with. We call them side chicks. We create a name. You know? Come on now. And then they dog us out. We still put up with it. And then they put their hands on us. We still put up with it. And like again, I said when this video first started, don't let them be famous. Because then when they're famous, we give them a whole other set of excuses. Well, they on the road. How they gonna keep? It gotta be hard to keep turning down pussy. And men gonna do what they want to do. Women gonna throw themselves at them. And that's another thing. We even give them excuses by throwing the other chick under the bus. It's always the other chick's fault when we talk about the infidelity issue. It's never his fault. He's never the one that committed to you. Y'all, he didn't make that commitment to you. All of a sudden. It's all of a sudden her fault, even though he's supposed to come on to you every night. He's supposed to be in a relationship with you. Y'all supposed to have an understanding. Y'all supposed to be married. If y'all married. Y'all got kids together. Nobody would make... nobody could make somebody do it if they were a good person. You're right. You're absolutely right. If you're a good person, you're going to have morals, and no matter how much they're throwing it at you, you're going to be like, no, I'm good. Like, even, who seen Acrimony? I saw Acrimony this weekend, and I liked the movie because it was something totally different than what I thought. And you saw, I mean, not that the girl was throwing it at him, but you saw that even when he met back up with the girl he cheated on Taraji's character with, that's the first thing he said. He said, I'm not cheating on my wife. Now, that is an example of somebody who's cheated and has learned from their mistakes. And there are some men who do that. I'm not saying every man that cheats will never cheat. I mean, will always be a cheater. But I'm saying this is, if he cheated on you once, and you still putting up with other bull crap, like him talking to you in a old kind of way, you still got trust issues, he's still out here being a dog, then that's when it's time for you to move on. Hold on, going back to these comments. Oh, you didn't see Acrimony, but I can spill the beans. No, I'm not going to spill the beans. I was just going to say that the movie's not like what you think. He has some doggish ways, but he was the true testament of, he was young. He was a college kid, he was young. But he grew up and he was devoted, and some misunderstandings happened, and it just turned out all real crazy. But I'm going to let you see the movie. It's really good. I definitely say go see the movie. But yeah, so it's just baffling to me how we as women continue to make excuses. And I just wanted to do this live instead of doing a real video, because I just wanted real feedback on why as women do we do that. Why do we feel like, oh, well, he's a man and they gonna do what they gonna do, and not making them take responsibility. This is why, when we talking about why we want a good man, this is why they're few and far between. And it's because we're constantly making excuses instead of making them own up and take responsibility. If they would own up and take responsibility, then they'll be forced to do better. Okay? But we're not forcing them to do better. And then wondering why we keep running to the same type of man, and why we keep going through the same things with different men. Okay? That's why. So anyway, y'all, I am on my way to work. I really gotta go. But this was so great. Thank you guys so much for stopping in. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for sticking with me. I love you guys. I will be back again. Before I leave, give me some more topics. What else should we talk about when I come back on live? And pick a time. Let's start having meetup times. I'm not going just yet, so tell me. Love you too. Give me, before I leave, for real, give me some topics that you want to talk about, and let's pick a time when we can get on live and talk again. That way it won't seem so random. And everybody can be prepared. Any topics? Okay. All right, well, maybe I'll try to come back on live again. What's tomorrow? Thursday? Maybe tonight I'll come back on live again. But what should we talk about, guys? Want to talk about Black China? Let's talk about Black China real quick. What do y'all think about that situation about what happened at Six Flags this weekend? You said let's talk about Black China. Okay, Samir. We're going to talk about Black China. What time is it? I want to be late for work. Somebody give me a time check. Do I get a time check? Let me see. Hold on, let me check my time. Don't go nowhere. Okay. So I got like 10 minutes. If that. So I'm going to say my Black China live for tonight. I'm going to come back in tonight about 9:30 Eastern time. Okay? 9:30 Eastern time. That good for y'all? Okay. So I'm going to get on out of here. Bread.